This is the Osmo Pocket 4P, and it's a total game changer. The original Pocket 4 already convinced me to ditch my phone for shooting videos, but the Pocket 4P might just make my camera obsolete, as the image quality on this thing is incredible. And it's not just the videos, as even the photos look amazing now. I spend a lot of time testing it in different locations and scenarios, again capturing some breathtaking views of beautiful landscapes, turning those casual walks into cinematic experiences, all thanks to that newly added 3x telephoto camera, which really levels up the Osmo Pocket series. Like, ever since we got all those leaks and teasers on the Pocket 4P, just shortly after the Pocket 4 launch, people were going crazy over getting the wrong camera, which, well, is a difficult decision. But the Pocket 4 still holds the ground of its own, it's just that the 4P offers a totally different experience. Now, if you look at them side by side, most of the body looks identical, besides a new darker black color shade, a more red-toned record button, and that massive 2-camera gimbal, which definitely pops out of the handle grip. There's a normal 1x camera on the bottom and a 3x telephoto zoom camera on the top. Those of you who are familiar with DJI's drone lineup will immediately notice that the camera unit looks somewhat similar to that of the Mavic Air 3 series, having the same top and bottom layout. And DJI themselves actually highlight this as something inherited from their drone technology. Now, whether a vertical camera stack is the right layout for a handheld camera might be debatable, but it surely brings the desired results. The main camera still has that 1-inch CMOS sensor with f2.0 aperture, but it has been upgraded to 17-stop dynamic range, which basically rivals top-tier professional cameras, providing much better contrast and exposure in different environments, making the colors pop and look really vibrant, while also further improving the low light capabilities. Now, to really make this 17-stop magic work, DJI added DLog 2 to the Pocket 4P, which allows for even better color recovery in post and preserving more detail. Here's a comparison between shooting in 10-bit normal mode, the regular DLog mode, and the new DLog 2 mode, which does indeed make a difference. As you can see, playing in post will give you even more power now. But note that the DLog 2 is exclusive to the main sensor, whereas the telephoto one only supports the regular DLog. Now, the newly added telephoto camera is where things get interesting. You get a 3x camera which actually has a smaller sensor and f1.8 aperture. And man, this camera makes everything look cinematic. The image has a softer and more natural look to it. And I really use this lens wherever I could, as it totally changes the way your story gets recorded. I was capturing cinematic this and cinematic that, and everything looked like it was shot with a pro-grade camera. Then you can further extend this with slow-mo to get some really nice artistic looking shots. But do keep in mind that the slow-mo on the telephoto camera is limited to only 200 FPS, whereas only the main camera is capable of shooting up to 240 FPS. Of course, saying only is ridiculous, because it's already more than most of the regular cameras can do. Just make sure that you have the right resolution set after switching between the cameras, as mine defaulted back to 1080p on the 3x camera instead of 4K for some reason, resulting in some low-res Slo-mo shots. But these cameras aren't just good on their own, as they also work great in tandem, where you can jump between different levels of zoom, or simply hold the zoom button to go from 1x all the way up to 12x up close on a subject, and back. And if you are using ultra-wide-angle lens attachment, the zoom difference will be even bigger. But realistically, at 12x, things will start to get somewhat choppy, so staying at 6x is the middle ground for decent looking zoom, as there the Osmo 4P appears to do some computational magic with the sensor, maintaining crisp details even when going hybrid with digital zoom on top. Now, the cool part about the continuous zooming is that ActiveTrack can maintain subject lock across both cameras when switching in between, which makes tracking a distant target back and forth much easier. And on the Pocket 4P, the ActiveTrack has been further upgraded to its version 8.0, which feels notably better, as it constantly marks moving subjects with a yellow frame, easily recognizing different types of animals and objects, which can then be used for tracking with a simple tap. But with the 4P, I was even able to track subjects manually just by using motion pan, which works great by simply moving where you want it to be. The default joystick setting, however, is extremely slow, making the camera module feel heavy to control, so you might want to adjust that in the settings. And while this truly is a pro-grade video-centric camera, it also takes amazing looking photos, making this a suitable tool for travel photography as well. I previously said that the regular Pocket 4 improved on this area a lot already, with the 37 megapixel super photo mode and whatnot, but the Pocket 4P goes well beyond that, making the shots look like they were taken with a professional photo camera. Like, this thing easily trashed our phones in the mobile photography, achieving that visual depth that neither the Samsung or Apple could do, which is pretty insane, and even in low light. Though long summer days didn't leave much room for night testing, it performed really well, maintaining good contrast and details in the darkest hours across both cameras. And the 3x telephoto camera does have a slight advantage here, due to its faster f1.8 aperture. Now, with that new camera system, you also get a new way of attaching lens and filters, as the Pocket 4 lens attachments no longer work here. Instead, you have a new dual lens cover, which comes with a twist. Literally, to swap lenses, you just twist the cover counterclockwise and remove it, then reattach the same way but in reverse. The new ultra-wide-angle lens attachment only covers the main camera, and interestingly, the camera can even detect when the ultra-wide-angle lens has been installed. And there's even a new lens defog feature in the settings as well, which likely utilizes the little silver pins to power a built-in heating element. So we have new dual ND filters, new dual black mist filter, and the ultrawide. But here I'm a bit torn on the DJI's lens cover design, as when the lenses get smudgy and you have to clean them with a cloth, it actually traps extra dust and residue around the ring, which becomes difficult to clean out. Obviously, this outward-facing frame does provide better protection, but then again, these are just replaceable covers, as the real lenses underneath still have a glass of their own. Thankfully, you do have third-party solutions, like these filters here from SmallRig, that can not only be cleared better, but also expand the functionality of the camera by adding circular polarization or variable ND, which allows you to adjust each lens individually. That can become handy, as the aperture on the lenses is different after all. Now, for the overall package, here again we have the Creator Combo, which won't be initially available at launch. Instead, you will be able to get the more affordable Log combo with the Bike Mini 2 and some less accessories bundled in. But as for the Creator Combo, the loadout remains largely the same as it was with the Pocket 4, and most of the accessories are cross-compatible because of the identical bodies. There is, however, one new accessory bundled in: the Osmo Frame Tap, which brings remote control functionality to the Pocket 4P. And if you think that you might have seen this remote already, it's because it's the same exact one from the Osmo Mobile 8P smartphone gimbal, tuned to work with the Pocket 4P as well. And it's obvious that this is DJI's response to the competition, where we've seen some pretty creative removable controls. Now, the controls on the remote are limited when compared to the main screen, but it's really useful and works smoothly nevertheless. It can be used for distant selfie and tracking shots, or extend your view when recording. You can control the gimbal, trigger ActiveTrack, change shooting modes, adjust the zoom, and even view the gallery. The only thing I miss here is changing the resolution, which stays purely informative. Similar to the microphone, the remote also charges through a magnetic pin cradle. So while the Frame Tap is a positive addition to the whole Osmo Pocket ecosystem, DJI should put more effort into the accessories, as the battery grip is still being sold outside of the combo kits, and there's still no hardshell protective case, which feels necessary with this giant camera head. Also, with the growing count and size of the lens attachments, it's essential to store them safely to avoid accidental scratches, where the stock bag just doesn't cut it. I really love this camera bag from SmallRig, as it has high attention to detail with small compartments everywhere, allowing you to fit almost everything, and it's pretty cheap, costing just under 30 bucks. So there are options out there that get it right, and the Osmo Pocket third-party accessory market is quite big, offering a lot of pro-grade solutions similar to what you see for professional cameras, which will definitely come in handy for more serious filmmaking. But talking about pro-grade cameras, I can definitely say that this is a game changer. The new 3x telephoto camera adds a natural-looking bokeh, which gives you smooth-looking portraits and crisp-looking close-ups. And at this point, you can't even tell if it was shot on a mirrorless or the Osmo Pocket, which is a pretty big deal, as it might just change how I shoot footage for my review videos on the go. The Pocket 4P already went with me everywhere, turning those daily encounters into cinematic memories, so I feel that I could entrust it with product close-ups as well, without always having to carry around the big camera gear. I hope that you got a good look on what this little camera can do. If you want a more in-depth video on all of the new Pocket 4 features, then be sure to check out my Pocket 4 review as well, which could also help you decide which Pocket 4 model is the right one for you. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications. Stay armored with tech, and see you in the next video.